Greetings from Southern Yankee Homestead. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Well, it's been about 8 weeks since we did this part of the shed. We're finally getting around to getting to this part of the shed. If you haven't been following the channel, then you don't know. We had a baby about 8 weeks ago. I don't know how many weeks it'll be when this is issued, or when we get the editing and whatnot, because, well, we're anywhere between a couple days and a month behind on releasing videos that we shot intentionally. But since the last time you were here, there has been a few changes. When I finished up last time was with the roof. If you notice, there is tarps hanging around the building. This is basically a couple old tarps that I have. I just used some concrete blocks and screws and anchored it all down. The back is done with another old tarp that I just tied off to the ladder and strung up and whatnot. It was basically to keep this area semi-dry because I knew I wasn't getting back to it. We've already got hornets moving in. Beautiful. And if you also notice over my shoulder, I have started cutting siding for this. We are not at the point to put siding up yet, although we probably could, but we're not going to because we're going to try to finish that other side first and then visit some other things. First things first, I need to go ahead and get my tools set up because, well, can't do any work if I ain't got no tools. So we'll be back. Alright, so I've got all my tools out, including my tool belt. I also pulled out 7 2x4s. And as far as length, what I did and have still set on the chop saw here, I have set around 11 degrees. 11 degrees is what I figured the angle of the building is. So I haven't moved it, it hasn't changed, it's still tightened down. And to maximize space and use of lumber, all I'm doing is I'm lining up with the outside edge of the 2x4 and just taking a sliver off. That's all I'm doing. That way I can get the full length out of it. Then from there, it's just a matter of paying attention to where you cut so that you end up with the same angles on both ends, not one angle going one way and the other angle going the other way. It doesn't work very good if you do it that way. I kept my jig from last time. So basically I have this listed so I know which side is up. I put it on the end and then I can trace out my bird's mouth. And then I just gotta cut the bird's mouth. So we're gonna go ahead and do up all these real quick. Alright, so I'm going to be using 1 5/8 inch screws to secure the plywood down to the 2x4 with liquid nail. The reason I'm using screws is because when I get into this, I don't want to use a nail gun because it has a sudden shock. Well, the liquid nail is going to resist that shock a lot more than a screw. So a screw I'll be able to tighten down and effectively squish the liquid nail out. Now, before I forget, we're going to do the one thing I didn't do last time. We're going to go ahead and get our measurements for our studs. We're going 2 feet on center. Well, as promised, here's the next scene and here's the next day. We're gonna go ahead, try to get our rafters up today, as well as the plywood for the roof, and get the underlayment set as well. It's supposed to rain Thursday, so this will probably be our last chance for a couple days to get to this. So let's go ahead and see if we can knock some of this out without knocking me out in the process. See if I have better luck with a ladder this time. All right, well, we got the roof in, and well, carpenter bees are already here. So this is going to conclude this episode. This one went up a little bit better. I'm not a carpenter. I don't claim to be one. I'm just a dumb redneck that likes to play on the roof. Not really. But I've got everything all in. It's very sturdy. We will be going through and re-supporting some of it though. Like where this attaches, we're going to give it some lateral stability. So we're going to put some cross braces in here. Basically in the corners to support this where this is a freestanding wall. Put up some horizontals. I'm thinking the next video, if we're probably going to be doing the 45s to help support everything, and then we're going to be concentrating on the roof, and that's where we're going to save the most amount of money. I think I found a way to do this roof where it's going to be a third of the cost of doing shingles, a quarter of the cost of doing steel. And yeah, there's a hell of a lot less than that stupid plastic panels that we've had up there a year. Yeah, you see how those are working. But we're getting there. This will at least keep everything dry until I can get back to this. Hopefully it's not 2 months. I'm not planning on it being 2 months because I got other stuff that we need to move in there. But for now, we're done. Actually, next video might be a 2-part one also, because now that I think of it, I still got to put an overhang on the front and the back of the building. Basically, when I put the siding on, the siding is going to be flush with the roof. So I'm going to build out 6 inches front and back, basically put little forward and rear eaves on it. It's going to be a pain in the butt, but it's something that needs to be done. That will probably be the next video. Hopefully we can do the roofing at the same time. As far as waste goes, doing this entire thing, this is all we had for wood waste and regular waste. So I think that's pretty good. Well, and these 3 small pieces of plywood. So I hope you like this video. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Turn that notification on so that you get the little dings when new content comes around. If you don't do that, subscribe anyways. Liking always helps, and comments, tell me how I did. Was it horrible? Was it okay? I don't know. I'm not a carpenter, as I said. I'm certainly not a framing carpenter. But it'll keep our stuff dry. That's what's important. Bye.